Now, what if I told you that Jamaica's greatest musical revolution wasn't started by a singer, yep, but by an inventor? A teenage boy who built one of the first ever electric guitars, before Fender, before Gibson. A self-taught genius who designed the technology that powered reggae's rise. Oh, and he also created Jamaica's first traffic lights. This is the little remembered story of Hedley Jones. In a small town near Livingston, Jamaica, a boy was born with hands that could build, a mind filled with imagination, and ears that could hear music no one else could. His name was Hedley Jones. He didn't have fancy tools, he wasn't from a wealthy family, but he had something that would change the course of history: curiosity. At just 14, he built his own cello, his own banjo, from scraps, with nothing but his own hands and an unstoppable dream. Before rock and roll, before Jimi Hendrix, before even the great Les Paul, in 1940, Hedley Jones built one of the first solid-bodied electric guitars in the world. Yes, right here in Jamaica. But life had other plans for Hedley. The world was at war. Hedley joined the British Royal Air Force, not to fight but to learn. In the cold halls of Glasgow's technical school, he mastered electronics, radar systems, and the secrets of sound. And when he came back home to Jamaica in 1946, he didn't bring any weapons. He brought a revolution. Fresh from the war, Hedley put his technical knowledge to use. He opened a radio servicing and repair business in Kingston, quickly earning a reputation for high-quality electronics work. He then opened a record store, Bop City, where he imported jazz records, exposing Jamaicans to high-fidelity music. But he always said something was missing. The audio setup at the time weren't powerful enough to do justice to the music. So, in 1947, Hedley built Jamaica's first high-fidelity sound system amplifier. Now, this wasn't just an improvement on what was there, it was a revolution. So much so that his work caught the attention of the early sound system pioneers like Tom Wong, Duke Reid, and Coxsone Dodd, who later became key figures in the birth of ska and reggae. Hedley Jones didn't just build speakers, he built the heart of Jamaica's sound system movement. He built the sound of ska, the sound of reggae, the sound that would echo across the world. Now, as I said, more about that guitar. Hedley's journey in building his own solid-bodied guitar, electric guitar, was fueled by necessity, inspiration, and sheer willpower. As a teenager, he was fascinated with jazz guitarist Charlie Christian, whose electric guitar style changed music forever. But electric guitars were rare and expensive and almost impossible to find in Jamaica in the 1930s and 40s. Instead of waiting, he built his own. Using Jamaican mahogany, he handcrafted a solid-bodied frame, experimenting with pickups to amplify its sound. Incredibly, he modified a telephone mouthpiece to function as a rudimentary pickup years before Les Paul or Fender Telecaster existed. Hedley understood that amplified guitars would change music forever, and he built one before the world was ready. Now, although his guitar never got mass-produced, it was a groundbreaking achievement, one that proved Jamaica wasn't just a consumer of music technology but an innovator. He did this before he joined the war and got any formal training, so he was self-taught. In 1963, a young producer named Coxsone Dodd needed some special equipment, or needed something special for his new recording studio, something no one had ever heard before. Hedley Jones gave him that sound. He designed and built the equipment for Studio One, Jamaica's first premier recording studio, the birthplace of reggae. This was where Bob Marley and the Wailers, Dennis Brown, Alton Ellis, and the Scatterlights all recorded their early music. The sound of a movement made possible by the hands of a forgotten genius. Hedley's genius didn't stop with music. He designed Jamaica's first traffic lights in 1952 after Hurricane Charlie devastated Kingston. He built telescopes to study the stars. He fought for musicians' rights as the president of the Jamaican Federation of Musicians, ensuring artists were paid properly. He continued working as an electronics teacher, passing on his knowledge to the younger generation. He continued writing about science, music, and technology, inspiring a new wave of Jamaican innovators. And yet, he never chased fame, never asked for recognition, just kept building, kept creating, kept dreaming. Though largely forgotten, Hedley Jones received some recognition in his latter years. In 1996, he was awarded the Order of Distinction by the Jamaican government. Then in 2011, received the Musgrave Gold Medal for Cultural and Scientific Achievement. And finally, in 2017, he was honored after his passing at age 99 as a key figure in Jamaican music, culture, and technological advancement. But for a man who gave Jamaica its sound, the world should have noticed more. Hedley Jones was more than an inventor, he was a visionary. His pioneering sound system technology, Studio One engineering, early electric guitar design, and contributions to Jamaica's infrastructure showcase a brilliance that deserved to be remembered. Every time a sound system blasts on the streets of Kingston, every time reggae is played worldwide, every time Jamaican innovation and excellence is celebrated, his legacy continues. Hedley Jones built the sound of Jamaica, and that sound will echo forever. Now, the story of Hedley Jones isn't a story just of the past. It's a challenge, a reminder, a call to every dreamer, every innovator, every creator to build, to experiment, to change the world just like he did. Because the greatest legends are sometimes the ones history forgets. And if this story inspired you, as I hope it did, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. And more importantly, keep creating.